Today on Tricrow Studios, we compare the Jackson Monarkh SCX to the Gibson Les Paul Traditional. Now that we've heard that stereo recording, let's quickly talk about some of the differences here. And I'm not just talking about pricing. First and foremost, let's take a look here and let's see how thin the Monarch is compared to the traditional. So there's about, I'd say about half of the body missing. About half of the body's missing. I could get another Monarch and basically just be a tiny bit thicker than this guitar. Now the Monarch only has 2 volumes and 1 tone. That means both pickups are sharing the tone pot. Adversely, the Les Paul has 2 volume and 2 tone. That means each pickup has their own volume and tone. Now obviously the pickups that are on the Monarch are a lot cheaper versus the pickups that are on the Les Paul. They are proprietarily made pickups, even though technically these are as well, but they're not all too bad. They have to go. They can't stay on this guitar. However, you can really fake your way through a few rhythm things. It's really when you start playing lead that you start to see some problems with this guitar. Taking a look at the back of each guitar, the Monarch has a few things going for it. First off, it has a belly carve. As well, if you look right here, there's quite a large carve out for your hands, so you have a lot more access to the higher frets, where the Les Paul is just a completely flat back. Now the electronics on the inside, such as the potentiometers, the toggle switches and such, are a lot more higher quality on the Les Paul than it is on the Monarch. Now, US, this is about a $500 guitar. This is $2,000 plus. So obviously there's going to be a difference. However, some problem that I find with this Jackson guitar, the toggle switch is very cheap. It's very thin and it's wobbly. I feel like I could break it off, and I've already purchased, ordered, and received a new toggle switch to install here, along with a few other upgrades. So both of these guitars obviously are of similar makeup, the mahogany body with a maple top and rosewood fretboard. The break angle on these are very different. The Jackson tries to improve upon the Les Paul by actually having everything go straight into the tuners. The downfall are the tuners. The Les Paul has a break angle when it comes out, so it comes out of the nut and splits off. That can cause some tuning issues. It's not as bad if you tug your strings to reset them in the neck. Always tune up, never tune down. Let me clarify that, kiddies. You can tune down to whatever you want, just always tune up to pitch, never down to pitch. Kind of loosens things around the nut and the tuners. So enough talking, let's take a listen to the pickups. And to round things out, let's do a tuning stability test. So that's the comparison between the two. Obviously, you're not going to be making the choice whether you're going to buy the Monarch or the Les Paul. Basically, you're watching this video because you're trying to think, is a Monarch anywhere near a Les Paul? So at least in this video, I can give you somewhat of an idea. Obviously, this is a higher quality instrument than this. However, I feel that Jackson could make a few improvements, and this would be a solid guitar. Get a better toggle switch, improve upon the tuners a little, and thicken up the body just a tiny bit. It's great to play a lighter Les Paul and a smaller Les Paul, but it's really jaw-dropping when you go from playing this to this, especially the traditional, where it's the baseball bat style neck, which I love, going to this. When you go from this to this, I can't believe the difference. It's huge. Stay tuned to part 2, where I'm going to upgrade this. I'm going to throw some black winters. I've got a pick guard for it. I'm going to get I have a new toggle switch, new tuners, and I'm going to set it up properly. Thanks for watching.